Well, good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty excited here, and welcome to the channel. I made a decision the other day. I decided that I am indeed going to lift the Tundra back here. That's right, we're finally going to do it. We're going to lift the Tundra. I can't wait. I love lifted trucks. So, how much? How much am I going to lift it? You know, I went back and forth. Should I go 4? Should I go 6? You know, what am I really looking for here? And then it dawned on me, man. I thought, you know, you have a lifted truck, right? I mean, it's right up there. You have a lifted truck. It has a 3.2 ready lift on it, right? So I got to thinking, you know, gee, why would I go with something different if I'm happy with what I have up there on the Tacoma, of course. So I decided to go with a 3.2 ready lift. Same thing that I have on the Tacoma, a little different parts because it's a Tundra back here. But we're going with a 3.2 ready lift because I love the look and the stance on that truck. And then I got to thinking even further. When I went to the shop, Truck Techs, which is where I go, check those guys out, they do a great job. But when I went to the shop, he came out and he measured for the lift to make sure that we're doing the right one. I guess with the Toyota, the Tundra, there's a couple different variants you can do to get a leveling lift, I guess. So he measured, and it was interesting. I never really knew how to measure that before. I always measured from the ground to the fender, you know, the bottom of the fender well. Well, that's not how you do it. So I'm going to set you guys up. This is kind of going to be a before video, you know. We're going to measure where it's at right now. I'm going to show you how they measure it. And then once the lift is all done and everything, we're going to come back and measure it again. But I'm curious, since it's going to be a 3.2 ready lift, that means we're adding 3 inches to the front and 2 inches to the back to level it out. Once I go through and measure here myself, I should be able to add 3 inches to whatever this measurement comes out to be over here and 2 inches to the back, and they should be pretty close. Now, I don't expect them to be exactly perfect. I mean, the truck is sitting on a suspension, and I doubt it's always exactly perfect. But it should be relatively close. So let me set you guys up. We'll whip out the tape measure. I'll show you how they do it. And we'll see what I'm going to end up with once this is done. All right, I've got you guys over here in front of the front tire. And as I mentioned, when I stopped by the shop, he was showing me how they measure to determine what your current height is or what the lift is going to be or what you need. And what he was measuring was from the center right here up against the wheel. So from the bottom of the wheel up to the bottom of the fender here, right here. That's the measurement he was looking at to determine how much of a lift we would get in using a 3.2 ready lift. So I thought I'm going to go ahead and measure that myself here. I'm going to show you guys. And we're going to see just indeed what I should end up with as far as what the lift will do for me based on 3 inches in the front and 2 inches in the rear, right? So let's go ahead and measure where we're at right now, and I'll set you guys here so you can see the tape. And I'm just going to measure from the center of the wheel, and this isn't exact, of course, you know, but that comes out to be 32.5 inches. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but 32.5 inches, taking that measurement from the center of the wheel up to the bottom of the fender. 32.5 inches. So let's go around to the back now and we'll see what the back looks like. All right, over here in the back, we're going to do the same thing from the center of the wheel up to the fender. Again, I hope my head's not in your way. I'll back out here in a second if it is. But we've got right about 34.5 inches. You guys can see there, 34.5 inches. So let's get set up back out of here. We'll take a look at what that means. All right, we've taken our little measurement there. Again, it's not exact, plus or minus a little bit, but was kind of eye-opening, I think. When I'm looking at the front right now, going by that kind of a measurement, which should be pretty good. I mean, the wheels are the same size, so you just measure from the center of the wheel, the bottom of the wheel up to the fender, should give you a pretty good reference point to start from. But when I start, it's 32.5 inches or 32.5 inches. So if I add 3 inches to that, it's a 3.2 ready lift, right? I end up with 35.5 inches in the front. That's what the new measurement is going to be. Then we go over to the back, and it's at 34.5 inches right now. And obviously adding 2 inches to that, again, 3.2 ready lift, 2 in the rear, we come up with 36.5 inches. So, is a 3.2 ready lift really a leveling lift? Well, obviously not. When I get done, I'm not going to have a truck that's level. I'm going to have a truck that's going to sit an inch lower in the front, if you will. Not going to be level. Is that a big deal? I don't know. I don't know if that's a big deal or not. I'm not really changing the angle of the truck that much, I suppose, other than raising it up 2 inches in the front and 3 inches in the, or 3 inches in the front and 2 inches in the rear. Now, maybe there's an adjustment that they're doing when they're doing the lift. I'm not a lift expert. That will indeed level that out a bit, the way they put the spacer or something on there. I'm not sure. That'll be a question that I'll ask when I go into the shop on Monday, and I'm not sure where this will fall, but it'll be on a Monday, let's say, to have the work done. So that'll be a good question for the guys over there when I go in, now that I have my own measurements, right? Who knows? I am going to go up on top real quick, and I'll pause you guys while I do it. I won't show you what I come up with, but I'm going to measure where we're at on the Tacoma up here, because it's the same situation. It has a 3.2 on it. Is it a leveled lift or not? And I'm guessing probably not. So let me do that real quick, and I'll come back on and tell you what I find. All right, I can't say that I'm surprised, but the Tacoma up there is indeed not level. It is 1 inch lower in the front, if you will, than it is in the rear. So it is not a leveling lift. In order to have a leveling lift, if that's what you really are looking for, you really would need a 4.2. Raise the front up 4 inches and go ahead and do the 2-inch block in the back. That's the only way you're going to get a true leveling or level lift, if that's what you're looking for, in the Tacoma or the Tundra. Now this is with a ready type lift or a block and spacer. Obviously, if you put some sort of an adjustable shock or something like that on it, well then you could accommodate for that yourself, however you wanted. So, learned something today. Again, I may change what I'm going to do with the shop. I'm not sure. I'll talk to them about that on Monday when I go in. I have an appointment set up Monday to have the lift done, but that could get pushed out a little bit, depending on what they tell me and what my options are. I don't know if there is a 4.2 ready lift. I'd have to look that up. That you can put on the truck to have a true leveling lift, or if I just don't understand the exact way that they do it, if you will. So, interesting. Anyway, I learned something today. Hopefully you guys did too. I don't know. Or maybe you guys already knew this and I'm just behind the learning curve a little bit. But never done any of this stuff before, so I'm kind of learning as I go, and hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit too. You guys out there who haven't done it either, in what you're trying to achieve in modding your truck with respect to a lift. So anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I guess this lift is to be continued. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day. Bye.